Should you buy the iPhone 15 Pro or the new iPhone 16 Pro? By the end of this video, I'm going to help you decide which one you should buy. Stay tuned till the end of the video because I'll tell you this one feature that the iPhone 15 Pro has that will probably make you change your mind on this comparison. We've got a lot to talk about. Let's start talking about the design. And as you can see, they're very similar. If not, they look exactly the same. There's some differences, including a button that we're gonna talk about in just a second. But the first thing that you're gonna see is obviously the color. The iPhone 16 Pro, the brand new color of it is Desert Titanium, which looks absolutely amazing. It's got this creamish tone, this gold tone that depending on the light, I mean, it just looks so good. And I mean, if you like a gold iPhone, this is probably it. Both iPhones are made out of titanium, which is a very lightweight yet very premium material that looks absolutely amazing. This is the natural titanium iPhone 15 Pro, which is basically the raw color of the titanium casing itself, which looks absolutely incredible. So in terms of the design itself, as I said, both of them do have the action button, which is a personalizable button that you can make it do whatever action you want. I've personally got mine set up for this secret little menu that opens up every single time I open it. I actually made an entire video on how to open up this little menu. Links in the description if you want to check that out, if you want to do it yourself. And then you've got camera control, which is a pressure sensitive control for locking focus, exposure, adjusting settings such as the zoom, which is very satisfying to do. And there will obviously be more features coming in updates. As of right now, is camera control a big deal? What's my experience with it? I've been liking camera control. It hasn't changed the way that I take photography on the iPhone. Like, it isn't a massive deal, but it's a very nice feature to have. Something that I like about it is just having a designated button just to open up the camera. That's honestly the reason, one of the reasons that I use it more. But Nikias, can't you do that on the iPhone 15 Pro? Because you can actually program the action button to just tap on it and open up the camera. Well, yes and no, because if you actually program the action button to open up the camera, you'll actually lose on all of those useful features that the action button can do for you, such as my little secret action button menu pop-up. So I personally love just having this action button menu and then having a designated button to open up the camera. So once again, it's not a massive deal, but it's just a difference that both devices have. In terms of the display, here's a very big difference in my opinion, because we get larger displays on the iPhone 16 Pro. The 16 Pro grows from 6.1 inches to 6.3 inches, and the iPhone 16 Pro Max goes from 6.7 inches to 6.9 inches. And the best thing about it is that the bezels are also slimmer, so you truly get an edge-to-edge display. I mean, if you take a look at the edges of the iPhone 16 Pro, they are so incredibly small. They're obviously small on the iPhone 15 Pro, but they're even smaller here, which makes it just have a very, very, very good experience with the display itself. More differences would be surrounding brightness, because the minimum brightness on iPhone 16 Pro can now go as low as 1 nit, which improves the efficiency of the always on display. So you can see this brightness right here is probably around 1. And the second use case would obviously be during nighttime. If you like using your phone before going to bed, which is not a good thing. You shouldn't be using your phone like TikTok all night. But just in case you do use your iPhone before going to bed, there's always that lower brightness that you'd always want. You'd always want a dimmer brightness when you're like in a very low light scenario. And the iPhone 16 Pro can reach 1 nit instead of 2 nits of brightness on the iPhone 15 Pro. Very noticeable, especially at nighttime. The maximum brightness on both devices remains exactly the same. Both of them reach 2000 nits, which is very, very bright. If you're using both devices outdoors, it's a very big deal. In terms of the heart of the iPhone 16 Pro has the A18 Pro chip, and the iPhone 15 Pro has the A17 Pro chip. Both iPhones are obviously extremely fast. The iPhone 16 Pro, according to Apple, has a 15% faster CPU. I'd say there's 2 use cases for this upgrade in CPU. One, the obvious one for gaming and demanding tasks. If you love gaming on the iPhone, this will probably be a very big deal, especially for something that I'm gonna say in just a second. And 2, for AI, Apple Intelligence. And yes, both iPhones do run on Apple Intelligence. So AI features, Apple Intelligence features on both devices will run incredibly smooth. But I mean, if you want an even faster experience, the iPhone 16 Pro will be doing great at that. But if you even want more AI to boost your productivity, I'd love for you to check out today's sponsor, which is Notion AI. Notion is the app that I personally use for all of my workflow. And Notion AI boosts my productivity to a whole other level. Notion AI is now smarter and more capable, powered by Claude and GPT-4, and it assists me in a bunch of different tasks, from answering questions to helping me organize my workflow to even help me write these types of scripts. You can use AI in so many different forms, and I love the fact that Notion AI is already built in, once again, to my workflow. Slack and Google Drive integration are coming later this year. You can access info from Slack and Google Drive without leaving Notion. This is currently on beta, which is incredible that Notion is grabbing everything and putting it all into one place. You can chat with Notion AI pretty much about anything. You can use advanced models to brainstorm, research, and get fast answers. There's not really a prompting needed. One-click skills for content generation, summaries, and edits. You can analyze files and images, so you can extract insights from PDFs and images, once again, directly from Notion itself. You can even create and edit documents within Notion and add your style, your tone guidelines, and edit everything within the same app. And you can even customize the knowledge sources, so you can choose what Notion AI references for accurate and trusted results. I'm so happy that Notion keeps evolving Notion AI. Once again, it's what I use for everything. It's available on the iPhone, on the Mac. It's what I use to help me write the scripts for these videos, for the questions for my podcast, or even questions surrounding my businesses. Now, me and my team don't need to leave our favorite app. Links in the description for Notion AI. I always get so happy for when brands sponsor the products and services that I use in my daily life. Once again, Notion AI, links down below in the description. Let's keep comparing the iPhone 15 Pro versus the iPhone 16 Pro. While we're talking about AI, something that I do have to say about the iPhone 15 Pro is its thermal structure. And supposedly the iPhone 16 Pro has solved that, and I haven't had any issues with overheating. Because yes, as you saw in a previous YouTube video that I did have overheating issues with my iPhone 15 Pro. I did go to very sunny areas during the summer, but even areas that it wasn't really that hot, the iPhone 15 Pro, as soon as I started FaceTiming someone or wirelessly charged the iPhone, it ended up overheating. Now, I don't know if this is only my issue, but I've also heard other people experiencing the same issue on overheating. So just keep that in mind, that some iPhones, the architecture itself of the actual chipsets and of the iPhone tend to overheat a lot more than the iPhone 16 Pro. And according to Apple, Apple has solved all of those issues, all of those thermal issues with a new thermal design on the iPhone 16 Pro. So you can use all of that A18 Pro chip power and not be worrying about thermal and overheating issues. That's all I had to say. Okay, Nikias, but I don't really game that much. I use the camera more than anything. So is the camera on the iPhone 16 Pro that much better compared to the iPhone 15 Pro? What are the main differences? Well, let me tell you. Okay, so the comparison is pretty easy. The 48 megapixel Fusion camera, like the main lens, the difference is that you've got a second gen quad pixel sensor, which basically means it reads data twice as fast, which means on the day-to-day use, since it reads data twice as fast, it will help reduce shutter lag. So basically, when you grab your iPhone 16 Pro, you tap on camera control and you take a photo, the photo of the fast dog that you just took, as soon as you tap on the shutter button, what you see is what the iPhone 16 Pro will capture. So the shutter lag will be very close to zero, which is amazing, but the camera quality itself pretty much remains the same. Something that Apple has truly improved on is the ultra wide, which is now a 48 megapixel ultra wide camera, which is a massive improvement from the 12 megapixels on the 15 Pro, which highly improves on low light photography using the ultra wide. It's truly incredible, the results that I've been getting on the iPhone 16 Pro during nighttime with the ultra wide. I mean, just take a look at this arcade photo. If you take a look at the scene, it's truly grabbing all of that light from the arcade machine, from that SpongeBob machine, and putting it in my face. I love this photo because it truly showcases the amazing improvements with the ultra wide camera on the iPhone 16 Pro. Something amazing about the iPhone 16 Pro is that previously on the iPhone 15 Pro and the 15 Pro Max, there were two sizes, and the 15 Pro Max was different and had different features than the 15 Pro. For example, the 15 Pro did not have a x5 lens. It did not have that x5 zoom that the 15 Pro Max had. So if you wanted that x5 zoom, you had to get the bigger model. But now the smaller 16 Pro does have that x5 zoom. So both cameras remain exactly the same for for the 16 Pro and the 16 Pro Max. So if you don't like big phones and still want all of those camera features, well, that might be a very good use case to upgrade. Now, in terms of video, well, video remains pretty much the same on both devices. Something that is very remarkable about the iPhone 16 Pro is that you can now shoot at 4K at 120 frames per second, meaning that you can basically shoot extremely smooth slow-mo at 4K. So the resolution will be incredible. I absolutely love using 4K at 120. It's something that I've personally been waiting for a very long time on the iPhone for my content creation. I mean, the results are just incredible. Keep in mind that if you just want to post a couple of slow-mo shots of your dog on Instagram, the iPhone 15 Pro will obviously be able to do that. It will just not be in 4K. It will be at 1080p. Apart from video, let's talk also about audio, because here's where the iPhone 16 Pro also shines with its new Audio Mix feature. Audio Mix is basically capturing all the audio from your videos in spatial, which can basically mimic this right here. You see this? I'm currently wearing a lavalier mic. And the Audio Mix feature has different audio effects, and one of my favorite one is the studio effect, which will mimic this. I mean, check out the example. It's amazing.
What if I told you right now that I wasn't wearing a microphone and that all of this audio is actually being recorded on the iPhone 16 Pro? So the iPhone 16 Pro has a brand new feature called Audio Mix, which you can actually toggle it on within settings of a video. You've got this little toggle called Audio Mix. You tap that. You've got 4 different effects to play with, but the one that has been surprising me the most is the studio effect, which basically makes me sound like I have a lavalier mic, like a microphone on me. I do not have a microphone right now on me, and all of this audio is coming straight from the iPhone 16 Pro. It's absolutely insane. I'm going to be using this so much for all of my content. It's probably one of my favorite features about this new iPhone, if you want me to be honest.
It might sound a little bit robot-y in different situations, but so far my experience is amazing, because when I'm shooting out reels for my content, I usually wear a microphone or I have to wear this, but now with iPhone 16 Pro, I don't really need to do that. So I mean, if audio isn't a very big deal for you, I can understand that this doesn't mean anything to you, but it definitely means a lot to me. Let's talk about battery and charging. Starting off with charging. If you like charging your iPhone via MagSafe, it will charge a lot faster now. Just by 30 minutes of charge, it will give you 50% of battery life. MagSafe charging is amazing, but it was always quite slow to charge it. But now on iPhone 16 Pro, it kind of makes you want to use it a lot more. But Nikias, I don't care about the camera. I don't care about anything. I just like using a phone that has a good battery life. So how's the battery life on the iPhone 15 Pro compared to the 16 Pro? So here's where the iPhone 16 Pro also truly shines, because the 16 Pro reaches 27 hours of video playback compared to 22 hours on the 15 Pro. And the 16 Pro Max reaches 33 hours of video playback compared to 29 hours of the 15 Pro Max. So substantial upgrades in battery life. So if you want an iPhone that will last you a lot in terms of battery life, that's also a reason that you might want to upgrade. So conclusion, should you upgrade from the iPhone 15 Pro to the 16 Pro? And Nikias, I've got an iPhone 12. Should I buy the 15 Pro or the 16 Pro? Well, let me answer. So the answer is pretty simple. If you've got an iPhone 15 Pro, do not upgrade to the iPhone 16 Pro. In my opinion, there's not really that many reasons for you to upgrade from such a good iPhone that is the iPhone 15 Pro. If you really do want to upgrade because camera control is a big deal for you, the upgrades in battery life, or if you just want to rock the new Desert Titanium, that is totally respectable. I absolutely love this iPhone, obviously. But no, Nikias, I've got an iPhone 12 or an iPhone 11. Should I buy the iPhone 16 Pro or save a little bit and get the 15 Pro? Here's my answer. In my experience, I did have a lot of overheating issues, so that's something that I definitely consider. This is probably worth the upgrade just because of the overheating issues that this guy had. I didn't really have that good of an experience with the 15 Pro. I obviously don't really have that much experience with the 16 Pro in terms of battery life because there's only been like 2 months since it's released. But so far, so good, and the battery life is obviously better. I think camera control is a very nice feature to have, as I mentioned in the video. Desert Titanium is amazing. So if you can afford the iPhone 16 Pro, obviously, go for it. And if not, I mean, you should not be experiencing overheating issues like I did. I know there's a lot of people that did, but I obviously know a lot of people that didn't. So take this obviously with a grain of salt. I'm honestly curious, which one would you want? the iPhone 15 Pro or the iPhone 16 Pro? Let me know in the comments. And if you actually want more information on both devices, I've obviously uploaded both reviews up in the channel, iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 15 Pro. Or if you found value out of this video, you can hit my face right here, tap on it, and you can subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. I hope I helped you out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.